Hey everyone, it's Kat from Toast, makers of Richie's Plank Experience. And today we have Richard and Victor, who recently went to OC6 last week. And it was really cool, so I wanted to share that with everyone. So today I'm going to interview them and find out what they got up to. So tell me about what you were most looking forward to at OC6.
At any conference, it's meeting people and meeting people I haven't met before, meeting people I met from previous events. I probably wouldn't go to events if I knew we wouldn't have the benefits from meeting people there.
Cool.
Yeah, and learning from them.
Cool.
For me, it was mostly actually dev questions because I'm a dev and I have, I run into problems all the time. And going to Oculus gives me an opportunity to talk to them face to face and, have some deeper understanding of the tech stack. So that's
cool. So it was really useful to you from that. Awesome. Okay, can you give me a quick rundown of what your schedule was like? Like, what did you get up to on the days that you were there?
So first day we went to the keynote that everybody goes up to, and then we basically set out our ways of meeting various people, going to various talks, and then the second day we went to a Women in VR event, which is the breakfast. I think that's very, very important and very cool. I met some cool people there, and then we had to rush up to the airport after the talk of the second day, but that's my personal schedule. What about you, Richard?
Pretty similar. There's time for a few drinks here and there.
Cool.
Yeah. But fun fact on the women's breakfast, we have more female staff than male staff.
Yeah.
And so we were very proud representing our female staff back home. Which was,
thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you meet anyone super cool?
Well, I met John Carmack.
That's super cool.
So on the first day of OC6, dinner is provided and everyone is having good times on the floor, chatting to people. And I suddenly spotted John Carmack just going his way with a burger. And so I decided to walk along with him, and I had several minutes of talk, face-to-face, one-on-one with him.
Wow.
Before he decided to sit down and have some more chat. And then we were discovered, basically, and everybody just rushed in, and that basically turned into almost a church session. Where everybody was listening to John Carmack just talk about VR.
That's so cool.
But my main takeaway from there is that John is not a programmer just for cool techs. His focus is mainly on user experience.
Okay.
If the tech doesn't serve the user value, then forget about it.
Yeah.
And second, he's not a believer of AR. So one point that he brought up during our talk, and he repeated the next day on his keynote, is AR is something that looks cool on the screen, but not personally into the headsets. And VR is the exact opposite. And I think that makes a lot of sense. That's a very eloquent way of putting it.
Cool.
So
VR looks way cooler when you're in it.
Yeah.
But less cool than screenshots.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Richard? Who did you say that was cool?
I met some of my YouTube celebrities that I follow, Kaz and Chari and Nathi. So shout out to you guys. That was a real highlight. I was like,
that's
I
so
saw
cool.
them, I was a little bit starstruck, and I went and said
Yeah.
hello. And it was good fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was so nice.
Yeah? Right, next question. What announcements at OC6 are you most excited to hear about?
Well, I think I spoke to a few devs, and we're currently under the belief that the Quest is now the headset to rule all headsets.
Cool.
But development from us is a lot faster now with that cable, but then we can also use it to develop PC games.
Yeah.
So our desks are going to become a lot less cluttery. It's still my favorite headset at the moment. We can take it everywhere, easy to show people.
Yeah, for sure.
And all the other developers are believing the same thing now. Someone made a point that Oculus have spent billions of dollars, and that they're probably losing money on the hardware. And it was pretty motivating, yet when you look at the fact that they only made $30 million on the $100 million in content sold, but spent multiple billions to get it.
Yeah.
it's pretty depressing. But
Yeah.
then I'm like, you know what? VR is it's going to be the future. It's going to outlast televisions, phones, computers, and in thousands of years from now, it's still going to be used.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot more better, a lot more improved, a lot easier, but VR will be around thousands of years from now, where everything else will be nearly obsolete.
Yeah.
And sometime in the future, a lot before then, people will look back and go, I can't believe Facebook bought a significant chunk of the VR industry for only a few $1 billion.
Yeah.
And other companies will be envious
Yeah.
that they had the
sure.
foresight. Yeah.
And we're all here to witness that.
Yeah.
At the dawn of VR. So
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
exciting times.
Yeah.
That's what I was most excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm grateful Oculus has spent so much money on progressing things faster.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Victor?
So for me, the most exciting thing is the hand tracking.
Yeah. Cool.
It's a new tech of trying to lose the controllers on the Quest and leaving the only piece of hardware, the headset, pretty much. So I've talked to some people who actually ran down to the demo floor and tried it out. And apparently it's still in experimental stages where things can go into various edge conditions that's very hard to solve. For example, if you do overlapping hands, one of them is going to disappear.
It's going to get confused, yeah.
And if you wave it quickly, it's going to disappear too. And because the tracking device, the 4 cameras located on the headset, if you view your hands edge on, it's also going to disappear because it doesn't make sense with the cameras. So there's various edge conditions on that, and there's challenges like no haptic feedback.
Yeah.
But things are looking fresh and promising, and I think they're just focusing their resources on solving these major challenges. And I think the trade-off eventually will pay off with being able to operate VR with just your bare hands is much more intuitive than controllers for the first-time VR users. And also with just a headset as the required hardware, it will make the VR much more easier than for the mainstream.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my biggest excitement.
Cool. I've seen a lot of people online who, probably Quest owners, who are concerned about how the link cable is going to affect like the developer mindset, like whether they'll stop prioritizing Quest. Like, do you think that's going to change things from a developer perspective?
I can probably answer that. The Quest is selling so well that if it's selling so well, and word will get out to the developers. They might be currently working on mobile phone games, so now they're going to make VR games due to the Quest. And since the Quest is very difficult to develop for, like performance-wise, it would make sense that they also publish their titles on PC.
Yeah.
So my response would be, I believe the Quest will actually bring more games to PC because more developers will be drawn to developing VR because it makes more financial sense to them. And so it's the opposite of what they're concerned.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because of the massive hit that Quest is, Oculus is only going to focus on refining the experience with Quest, and I don't really see the Quest fading anytime soon. And I think for a making VR mainstream sort of perspective, this is also the ideal headset to go to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't imagine Oculus releasing another Rift.
Yeah.
Rift S, I'm predicting, is the last Rift.
Yeah.
And
Quest
it will
is
all
where it's
be
gonna be.
portable headsets from now on with PC compatibility.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your number one highlight of the trip? It was all pretty cool, hey?
Probably just hanging out with Victor and
having some
talking
time
about
together.
development and strategizing.
Yeah.
I'm flattered.
Some hardcore ideas.
For that.
We don't get to do that enough.
Yeah, cool.
As a team, we're spending so much of our time coding and working and doing meetings.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good just to have some time away together and you can talk about the hardcore coding stuff again.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, just being able to, talk to Richard about stuff that we still have at the back of our mind is
Yeah.
just a privilege. And
Yeah.
Richard brings happiness to
Aww.
it's just an experience.
Oh, that's so wholesome, guys. Okay, our last question. What would your advice be to someone who might be heading to OC7 next year?
Obviously go to all the keynotes.
Mm-hmm.
You probably won't have time for seeing the demos, and speak to as many people as possible. My strategy is just to walk up to a group of people and say, hi, I haven't met you guys yet. And everyone's always friendly and just happy to say hello. So, and you never know who you meet.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I would suggest go to OC7 or future events like this with a question. So if you go into the mindset of I have this problem for the longest time, how do I solve it? And just how can I solve it in this event? Who should I talk to? Just go talk to that people and try to work out a solution. And I'm sure there's people, fantastic people on the Oculus team that can answer your question or just work together with you to work out a solution. So
Cool.
that's my suggestion.
That's really good advice, Victor.
I got two more.
Okay.
There was a thing called speed meetings.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 C-level Oculus employees, and you have 5 minutes with each of them.
Cool.
In a speed dating style, speed
Yeah.
meeting situation. That was really great.
Yeah.
And no need to bring your own snacks because it was like free snacks and drinks just
Yeah.
everywhere.
Cool.
I was like, oh, that's pretty generous.
Gold.
And you guys had dinner on the first night as well.
Yeah.
That's so
it was
cool.
Oculus start. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, how many people do you think went, like, to the whole convention thing?
Oh, it was massive. I would say it's thousands of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
So
a sea
cool.
of heads,
Yeah.
listening to Mark Zuckerberg and John Carmack and amongst others.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Mark Zuckerberg came out on stage, everyone's phones went up.
Yeah.
Look, I'm in the same room as Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Look, Mom,
That was
I'm
pretty
here.
funny.
Yeah, that's so cool. Cool. Okay. Well, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
That's all the questions that I have for you. Thanks for taking your time out. Until next time.
Thanks, Kat.
That's all right. Hope you enjoyed.
Hey, thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.